I work with any and everything as far as it makes sense to what I'm trying to create. Clean bag, okay? It's a glue gun. It has glue in it, so it helps to hold things better. If I'm wearing a plain outfit, it can still rock. There was a time I needed desperately to buy a dress, and I wanted a dress in Ankara. I needed an Ankara dress at the time, and I looked everywhere. The only store that had clothes at the time, they were really expensive. Even if I went out and I bought it, but it's not something, I now just thought, there must be people somewhere that really want to buy these things and wear these things, but not at the price, that is being given out. So I said, okay, that's an opportunity.
She was born into a relatively affluent family and may come across as one who should never have to work for a living. However, Homto learned from a young age the concept of value addition and displayed her strength of character in choosing an entrepreneurial path.
As a very young girl, I always had that thing up in my head that I wanted to be not necessarily an independent woman, but I always wanted to be a woman that will add value to her family and add value to, anywhere that she is, create an impact on the lives of one person or the other person. So I've always had that in my head even, and then I always had my aunties then saying to me, make sure that when you grow up, you're not a liability to any man. Make sure you're able to stand on your own, irrespective of whatever situation you might find yourself in. So that has always guided me, in every decision and every step that I've taken in life. Even as a child going on holiday, when I travel, I'll buy things, come back and sell. I'm very good at selling. I can sell, like some people will laugh and say, she can sell anything. I could be going on the road, tell me, I like your earrings. I'll take it off. Okay, so do you want to buy? I'm that bad. So I'm good at selling anything. So yes. So I think for me, that was what it was. And little by little, I started doing, that's how I got into business, basically. Selling, sometimes I sell phones, sometimes I sell clothes, sometimes I sell anything. And then my background in accounting has taught me that you have to be prudent in whatever it is. If you're, normally they say accountants, they use ruler to measure everything that they do. So that has guided me. And then with my master's in international business economics, that has also guided me in business.
Upon discovering her knack for business, in 2012, she proceeded to carve a niche for herself in the evolving fashion market, making chic, ready-to-wear items of clothing and accessories.
I've always loved fashion, let me start that way, but there was a time I needed desperately to buy a dress, and I wanted a dress in Ankara. I needed an Ankara dress at the time, and I looked everywhere. The only store that had clothes at the time, they were really expensive. Even if I went out and I bought it, but it's not something, I now just thought, there must be people somewhere that really want to buy these things and wear these things, but not at the price, that is being given out. So I said, okay, that's an opportunity. I should take advantage of that opportunity and try to start something that I know might be beneficial to the next person. So I think that was what gave birth really to what I have today. I started with a dress. Okay, yes, it was going on. Then I said, okay, there are bags, there are shoes, there are other accessories as well. There are bangles. There are different things as well that you can create, not just like leaving myself back with just saying, oh, I'm just going to be doing clothes and everything. I wanted to diversify as well. And that's what I just started. Up from the dresses, I just started into shoes, bags, and everything possibly I could do it, Ankara. I do suitcases, anything that just comes into my mind. I'm like, okay, if this is possible, then I think I can do it this way. And then that was what just gave birth to it, really. I found it, and I then discovered that there was actually talent behind everything. So I've carried on with it. That was my own gift.
A very talented young lady, no doubt, but she realized very quickly that many people are gifted, but only those who are diligent in combining talent with knowledge can be successful.
When I started getting into this, let me create pieces. And I'm like, okay, if you're going to create pieces, you have to create pieces that, people would appreciate, not just myself. So that got me into thinking, if I'm going to create this for this, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? And then I read a lot. So what I did was I bought books, and I sat down and I read through the books, and to be able to dot my I's, cross my T's. So you still will be able to do a business like this even without formal training. If you can just do a bit of research here and there, get yourself together. Because before you start anything, you must find out first how the market is going to accept what you're doing, one, and how they have accepted the other businesses, other people that have been in the business. What are the lapses that they have? Because you can actually pick up on their lapses, which will now become your own strength, at the end of the day. So it's very, very important before you take your money and invest in anything. Make sure you find out, how has this business been for this person? Has it been profitable? What kind of challenges has the person been having? Are there challenges that I myself will be able to cope with? But market research is very, very important. In the case of my business, what the research I did at the time, I went out to find out, because I know there were other people as well that were also creating pieces from their houses and stuff. I went around, found out what are the prices like, what are the challenges that they had, what are the setbacks, I made sure I did my homework very well, and then I took whatever challenges that I noticed they were having and used it as my strength. And then,
what is your take on funding, which a lot of aspiring entrepreneurs find to be a challenge?
I started a business with 1,000, not this business, but there's a business that I started with 1,500 naira. It's this kunu drink. And then I started that business because, I don't know, I went somewhere, I liked it. I'm like, okay, maybe some people somewhere will actually like this drink. And I started the business. And then one of my aunties came and like, how can you, a master's graduate, how can you be selling kunu? I said, don't look at what I am doing. Look at where my mind is taking me to. I'm actually selling this thing to be able to. And at the end of the month, I went to show them. I said, that business I started with 1,500 naira. This is the same business that has brought me 250,000 naira today. So I always tell people, I was like, don't ever wait until you say, I must wait until I have 1 million. I must wait until I have 2 million. I must wait until I have 3 million before I start my business. I started this particular business with my savings, which I wouldn't say was so much or something. No, but I started small. And I don't believe in starting a business big, and then at the end of the day, I'll be taking in peanuts. I like to start small, see how it grows, watch it grow, nurture it to grow, and then the profit that I make from the business, and then expand the business. That's how I have viewed business to be. So I started very small. I always advise people, don't wait. You can start with as little as 50,000 naira. You can start with as little as 20,000 naira. Whatever it is you have, you can start with it, and you nurture it and you watch it grow. That's how you see a business that will grow, when you can actually get profit from it and increase. Not starting a business with 5 million and then at the end of the day I'm taking home 100,000. Because when you start a business, there's a break-even point. You have to give yourself the time that you have to let people know you. You have to let people accept you, and that could take like a year. For some businesses it can take like 6 months. So what are you going to be doing after investing 2 million naira and then you're not getting? At the point you give up, and then just and then that passion too has to be there, because yes, I want to do something. It's that passion that keeps you going, and no matter what it is, I know I have this dream and I know I can achieve it. It was tough at the beginning. You had to go from one trade show to the other, and guess what? In all those trade shows, sometimes people don't even buy. After you paid for the stand and everything, nobody comes to buy.
Homto is a product of accounting and international business economics from renowned institutions. Today, her passion for fashion has provided a secure meal ticket, and she wittingly strikes a balance between education and passion.
Education is very important in the sense that you have to be educated to a certain level, but it doesn't have to be what you studied in school you have to necessarily focus on. Okay, let me give an example close home. Let me not even talk about myself. My dad studied, I think, marine engineering, but he finds himself today in telecommunications. And there are loads of people that go and study law. Okay, Dr. Seed, he studied dentistry. Yeah, he's a doctor, and now he's a musician. Far off from what. So, but I think education guides you. It totally guides you in whatever it is you're doing. But at the end of the day, it's not the certificate that I'm going to carry anywhere. It's how I've been able to apply what I have learned with the certificate into my present day-to-day life. That's what matters, not the certificate that I have. Here I am, I'm in fashion. Obviously, you always have passion. And I think I always advise people, follow your passion. Because passion sometimes brings the money, not necessarily the whatever it is you study, but that will guide you, that will help you, that will aid you to actually be able to follow through with your passion.
Whether an aspiring or budding entrepreneur, the next time you feel overwhelmed by the problems in the field you are playing, take a cue from Homto, accepting that challenges are a part of life and tackling them head on.
Getting of textiles, quality textiles, most of the time in the market is you really can't find very good quality. I guess that's because our textile industries here in Nigeria are not working. So we have to go out and get quality fabric. It's either you're getting it from Ghana or you're getting it from Cotonou. The ones from Kano are really not nice. And you want to buy and you want quantity, you can't get that. So I have to go out. And then it was tough at the beginning. You had to go from one trade show to the other. And guess what? In all those trade shows, sometimes people don't even buy. After you paid for the stand and everything, nobody comes to buy. Basically, what they just do is they get your contacts, and those contacts, you try to follow up how many of them will actually get back to you. Then when people will come, they'll be like, why would she just go and make Ankara clothes like this and just come and put it here? Who will buy Ankara clothes now? And then you'll be hearing them saying all kinds of things. Oh, gosh. And they will now be pricing you like, way out of. So at that point, I was like, God, what am I doing? Is this really something, I want to do? Because I know I have this passion to do this thing. So it was tough, but as time started, when you go for this trade show, that trade show, this trade show, that trade show, this fashion show, that fashion show, then it started picking up, and then it was boom. What I now started trying to do with my brand is I tried to make it as cheeky as it could be, mixing it up with at least making, even if it's African print, but try to make it look at least English, something that you would throw on and go somewhere. And I think at the time too, when the Americans now started wearing the print, so that helps the business as well at the time, because when they'll see someone like Beyonce wearing African print, they'll be like, me too now. You had funny people, as in people that I would never have thought would actually wear African print or wear Ankara. They were actually ordering at the time, and so that helped actually, that boosted the business.
She shares some business nuggets which have proven to be very helpful in her 4 years as an entrepreneur in the fast-paced and oversaturated fashion industry.
I've learned to be patient. I've learned to persevere. I've learned to be focused despite the distractions that might be around me. I've learned to be very strong. And you have to have a lot of courage. A lot of courage to damn the consequences and put your head straight at whatever it is you need to do. Because things will come, you can even start a business and then all of a sudden everything goes haywire, not the way you had planned it. But you still have to have that strength to be able to say, I'll go on. No matter how difficult it gets, no matter how, you just need to keep that passion going. Once your quality is good, your customer service is good, and then you understand the market that you're selling or the product that you're selling, understand it very well, and you're able to also come up with new ideas it always keeps it fresh and keeps it going.
With all the setbacks, and bottlenecks pervading the business environment in Nigeria, what helps you stay motivated to continue pushing the boundaries nonetheless?
Fear of becoming a failure. That's what motivates me. That's what pushes me to keep going forward and keep going forward. No matter how much risk I have to take, no matter what I have to deal with, I'm afraid of being a failure, so that pushes me. I said I wanted to give up in March. In August of that same year, I got an award. That was MSM. Was it tailoring? Yes, tailoring and fashion designing at the time. I got an award. Then I got another award, emerging fashion entrepreneur. Then exceptional young achiever. Yeah, I received about 5 awards, and these days I get paid honorarium for actually showcasing in fashion shows. I have grown from just me to about 50 direct employees. So yeah, because I look back at where I'm coming from, and I look at the times where I was almost giving up. I'm like, what is this really about? But look at where I am today, and at least I've found something that I can do. I'm not useless to myself. I'm not useless to the society. That I can at least put food on the table of 1, 2, 3 people, and put food on my own table as well. So on whatever it is, never ever lose hope. It might be bad today, as I always say, it might be bad today, but tomorrow get better. Tomorrow will be better. It will definitely be better, it's true. It's clear to us that the jobs that were available are not really that available anymore. They're not really available anymore. So with whatever it is that you can get, whatever it is, no matter how small, you can start something for yourself. It's very, very important.
Homto modeled her business around successful enterprise moguls who continuously provide the inspiration to equally become a role model herself someday.
I would say my dad has been a major influence on my business and everything. He's been a major influence because I've seen him go through a lot of issues even in business, and I still see him, the way his doggedness and everything, his persistence, and he still wants to go on. He doesn't give up. He doesn't say, oh, because this issue has come on, I'm going to leave this. No, he perseveres, he goes on, and he does what he wants to do. So he has been a major influence on me. And then internationally, I would say Kimberly Simmons. She as well influenced, I think, the whole business sense of what I actually started doing from the get-go. She influenced me with everything because I watched a lot of her on E, how she goes around her business, how she does everything. So she was also a major influence. Having a role model, a mentor, actually helps because at least you have somebody that you're looking up to. And sometimes when things get very difficult, I can still look at this person like, if this person could do this, if it could make you through, then let me try. I know I can. Somewhere inside of me, I'll find that strength to move on, looking at that person, and so it helps. It's just like how you're getting into a marriage and they say, oh, you get sponsors for your marriage. At least the marriage, then you now look at someone that you can say, okay, this person's marriage is actually something I can look to and look to. And anytime you're having your issues, you look at, if these people could do it, I can do it. So it's something like that. Before you start out, I just have one mentor, even if it's just one, somebody that you can look up to and be like, okay, if this person can, I can, let me try.
She may be a chip of the old block, but in this case, strategically building a fashion and lifestyle empire. The birth of her son inspired another business angle, and today, Kids by K has found its way into leading stores in the diaspora.
I've always gambled with, creating a kids line. That was before he came. And then when he came, I'm like, okay, I can actually do this. And then he turned to my model, and little by little, yeah, I started, and yeah, so I have my products now in the UK, in the US, in Dubai very soon. And he models now. He models even for other brands as well. He's a brand rep for one fabric store in Lagos. So I've put that in him as well. From as little as they are, you need to start grooming them, because tomorrow waits for no one before you know it. So they're able to start earning, even if it's 5 naira, even if it's 10 naira, but they're able to start earning for themselves as well.
Quite the serial entrepreneur, she continues to reposition her business for the future and urges fellow youths to jump on the entrepreneurship bandwagon.
As every year comes, what I do is, at the end of the year, I try to re-strategize and bring new, fresh ideas, because you can't keep something you were doing 4 years ago and still be doing it. It doesn't really, you have to come, as we say, we're in the season of change. You have to bring in a lot of change, a lot of new ideas, fresh ideas, and try to, make the business, even if you're still staying strong on whatever you're doing, but try to bring in new ideas. So for me, like last year, what I did was, I added the fragrance line into it as well. So that was like a twist into the whole thing. And this year I still have loads of plans for the brand on its own, even for the print, the clothes and the bags and the shoes. I have like different ideas that I have to push the brand even forward this year. The obvious reason why young people of today should be enterprising is actually, it's clear to us that the jobs that were available are not really that available anymore. They're not really available anymore. So with whatever it is that you can get, whatever it is, no matter how small, you can start something for yourself. It's very, very important.
Finally, how would you be advising, that young Nigerian watching you right now and is getting fired up to start their own business?
Be strong. Persevere, be patient with time, as it might be good today and be bad tomorrow, and don't get distracted by whatever it is anyone says, and never believe it when anyone tells you that you can't, because you obviously can, and you'll be a success at whatever it is that you set your mind out to do.